What's up guys, welcome back. My name is Jando as always. Today we are non-sponsored, cracking open a can of Red Bull, but sponsor me, the only company I'd show for. But we are going to be building Gen 2 of the device that we made before. Slightly more discreet. I don't know how this is going to go, but I'm going to show off some of the rapid prototyping. Yeah, you want to see the design? Okay. So it's 11 o'clock, and we're going to get started showing off the design and I guess the idea that I have behind this thing. So, as we were saying before, everyone has toes. This is my nice toe right here. And the idea is to put in the arch of the toe right here, the actual device. And now we have a controller. It's going to be this little thing right here is going to be sitting under the foot just like this. And we're going to have a button under the big toe that you can press with your big toe to actuate all the moves and the inputs going in. Terrible drawing, I know, but let me bring some tech into this. So using a method that I used in one of the other videos to design these, we're going to use that same method to try to model the bottom of the foot so that we can 3D print something that can then store and hide one of these little microcontrollers. These also, I know it was talked about before, these can be very, very, very small and tiny if I can get this to focus. But these can be very, very small and tiny, and I don't know if you can see this. But this little tiny chip right here is the entire brains of this whole other thing. And this is all of a waste of space. Like, if you're gonna make this like super tiny, we're gonna use this chip just cuz. But if you're making this super tiny, all this can be completely gone. And this might be a bad idea. We might end up cracking this LCD, which I don't particularly like to do. I don't have a million of these chips. They're kind of expensive now, chip shortage waves. But we're gonna see if I can slot this in under and attach a button to it with the same mechanism that was used inside the other piece, inside this. Let's see what we can do. We're gonna see if we can get this all done, and I'll show you how fast all this stuff goes. No casting today, but we're gonna 3D print some stuff. I'm gonna just show you guys. So unfortunately, sorry, no dress shoes in Austin right now, but we're gonna grab a sole from one of our shoes, and the idea, don't look how gross this is, but we're gonna take a step on the floor, and I'm gonna try to line it up in the same spot where I can see my dirty foot mark in my shoe, so that it lines up about where I want to get the device to stay under the arch of your foot. So let me do that, and we're gonna take this mold now. Now that we have the right shape, we're going to probably do that again, but I'm going to do this until I get a mold that I can fit in the actual chip inside the mold. Yep, bear back. Okay, so I processed the scan in the computer, and now we have it in the 3D modeling software, and I'm going to see if I can get a model out of this. Give me just a second, 1 second, bear back. Okay, so I got the basic part modeled. Now I'm going to chuck in the dimensions for this and try to slot it in. I think it'll fit. I think we got space. Okay, and just like that, we have the part ready to go. This is the actual sliced version, so you can see the parts going in and down. I've already started warming up the printer, so we're gonna get this running off the printer. It says 3 hours right now, but we're gonna try to double the print speed to see if I can get this even in. I already dropped down to 20% infill. I would probably print this as a much more integral part if this is gonna be real, but you know. But yeah, off to the printer, and we'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna get the print starting, and then I am off to start editing this video, but printer too satisfying not to watch the start. Ew, there's a little like blob in the middle, but you can see it's already starting to lay down the first lines, and I might also bump the speed a bunch just to make this go faster so I can finish this all in one day. But yeah, once a couple layers get put down, then I'm gonna switch back over to the other print. Yeah. Also, just because I want to show how cool this is, from the web interface we have right here, we can literally just double the speed of the printer, just like that, and you'll watch the printer speeds up now. Now comes the fun part. This is all of my current supply of electronic parts and other stuff. I'm gonna dig through the bins. I know I have all the parts I need, even from some old projects. Let me see if I can find the video for this one. This one was cool. This was the smart bell, but I'll find the components I need and I'll be right back. Okay, so I found the old donor project, and I might as well give this thing a video going out because it never actually ended up. Oh, well, there we lost one of the parts we needed from that. Thank you. But old donor project, I was talking to a girl, and her dog did like this weird hopping thing, so we made this whole like system for, these are accelerometers and all this other stuff to try to correct the motion without harming the dog, blah blah blah, all this other stuff. But yeah, we're gonna extract the motor from this one, and we could honestly put an accelerometer in here, but it's a little extra. But this is a little motor controller right here that we're gonna use. Okay, so now I normally wouldn't do this because my brain, I already kind of understand what I'm doing, but I'm gonna draw out real quick how this is gonna work to make a little little more sense for you guys. So this is the brain right here, and the brain is going to control a small motor controller, which is this thing right here. This little motor controller controls the motor, this thing right here, and then we also have a battery to power this. So this is going to be going in here, and we'll just do 2 lines because plus and minus. But the battery is going to be controlling this, and this is on its own loop, and in between one of these sockets on the battery is this little switch, which is just a hard cut off. There's ways to use this in software, but whatever. And then on top of this, the microcontroller is also going to have the button right here, and this little button is going to give input to this to then control the actual buzzing of the motor. It's pretty simple. I know this is not how electrical circuits work, but it's pretty simple, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna do for right now. It's 1:30, and this is the base like layout. All the wires are left untrimmed, and I'm gonna cut them to size once I have the actual print. But we are a little less than halfway done, so we're gonna have to let the print finish, and then we'll come right back. And that's it right there. It's all done. Let me come grab the print. You probably should let it cool, but you know. And this should fit perfectly against our foot now, so we can put all the electronics in. And yeah, it feels pretty good. See, it looks like everything will fit in here quite nice. The battery slot, perfect. Everything is slotting in perfectly. This should fit right here. And we might have to widen that. No, just like that. We'll slot that right in there, and then this button will go out of the front of this hole that I made right here, and this will go down to the toe. So let me get everything cut up, and I'll be right back. And that's it right there, all kind of squeezed in. Let me get the code uploaded onto this piece, and I'll show you guys it in action. Okay, so we're back, finished uploading the code. We had a little bit of a mishap. We actually ended up losing the code from the device we made before, which I think is arguably a good thing. Still have the initial save from it, but you'll see now we have it all set up, so when we click this button here, you'll see we start getting vibrations from this going back, and that's the premise. Let me close this thing up and I'll put it on. And just like that, now it's on my foot. Now if we flick the switch on itself, you'll see completely self-contained. Yeah, and then now when I push down on my foot, I'm not sure if you can hear that or not, on my toe, you can hear it actually buzz and vibrate. Let me shove this in the shoe. And just like that, also ignore these my longboarding shoes, but if you can hear it, and I'll pull the mic really close, every time I step down on my toe, it makes a noise. And now this is all configured to work from the actual app itself as well, from the web app. And like I said before, could be self-contained, but if I turn this one on, I don't know if you can hear it, but my foot's buzzing, and it is completely buzzing now, and just as normal, you can walk around, and then now you have a fully functioning chess computer hidden in your shoe. There's literally no way to even know it's there, which I think is kind of scary at the same time. But let me get back. So yeah, that's about it. We finished it up. It's 3:50 right now, so it took us, give or take, 4 or 5 hours to make the whole thing, whatever it is. That same thing, another one of those devices that shouldn't exist. And I'm gonna get ahead of it right now. I know everyone's gonna call it out and say, oh, you're not actually doing it, you're not actually showing, you're not using it in chess. But this kind of, it's more to prove the point that it is to actually use it and cheat. I want to destroy these things, and hopefully they never exist ever again. But it's more to just show the fact of how easy it would be to make a circuit like this. This is something that sits in your foot and then just goes. And that same thing, you could have the AN moves, everything could be playing in through maybe Morse code or something, probably smarter for setting buzzes and inputs, but just having an input sequence and some kind of reset sequence, maybe multiple buttons, stuff that you can put the next move into the chess engine. The chess engine sits in the background just calculating the best moves. Also, I want to explain this real quick too, coming from editing Jando, why like Stockfish is so absolutely tiny when it's running. This can be run on almost any small bit of infrastructure. This is all compiled C code, and that's kind of the spookiest part. Like the chess engines are getting so small and so tiny that they can be run on literally anything now. And I also wanted to just make that clear, so I'm not just throwing Stockfish into the breeze. And then with buzzes, puts the buzzes back out, and that's pretty much it. This would require absolutely no radio. Now I know it's still connected to a radio, but at the same time, all self-contained, and since it's in a shoe, it might be harder to detect if they're waving wands or doing something like that. You never know. But I want to thank you guys for watching. That's about it. If you're watching this on stream, again, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, but that's about it. I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.